How's everybody doing? Tinkering with Harleys. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed. I appreciate it. I'm watching the numbers grow. If you're watching these videos and you like them, by all means, please subscribe. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Well, again, I've gotten more great comments and more great emails, and I answer every one of them. It's been really good, and this is the first video I'm putting out using one of the attachments for this new camera. So we're going to see how this goes. So what we're going to do today is that 5-speed that I told you about in the last video, and those of you that follow the channel know I put this transmission together a while back. And we're going to just take this transmission apart. We're going to get the gear set out of it to get it ready to rebuild. So that's basically what this one's going to be about. So with no further ado, let's get right to it. Okay, this is a transmission that I put together for demonstration purposes a couple of months ago. And we used it for a number of videos to demonstrate different things. So this is a transmission that we're going to be rebuilding. The speed sensor is already out of it, as you can see. And if you look here, there is no bearing for the countershaft seal. We didn't put that in there because we were using this strictly for a demo. But I kind of got to thinking, and I said, well, we might as well rebuild this and make this a functional transmission. So we're going to get this prepped and ready to be rebuilt. So the first thing, now all the nuts or all the bolts are out of this, out of the top cover. I've got them put away, and also the bolts for the door are also out of it. I've got them put away also, so that when we put it back together, we've got them. So you pull your top cover off, and you got your shift drum right here, and we're going to remove the shift drum. And these bolts are also loose because, like I said, I was using this for demo purposes. So we'll just pull those out and we'll put them in the top cover. We already lifted the pawl shifter up out of the way. There's no top spring on this to hold it in place. And then you just lift the shift drum out of it. Now, we're not going to be using this shift drum. We're going to be upgrading the shift drum and the pawl shifter. So this is not going to go back on. There's nothing wrong with this shift drum. I just want to upgrade it, and I want to put a better shifting system in it. Now, in case any of you are wondering, where the neutral position is, if you're ever putting one of these back on here, if you see right here, you can see the little notches. All right, and there's a real small one right there. So can you see it? And then you see the bigger ones. That small one is neutral. That is the neutral position. So if you ever take one of these off and you're not sure where the neutral position is on the stock shift drum, it is right there. It's that small one right there. So we'll just set this off to the side. Now you look down in there and you can see the shift forks, and we're going to remove the shift forks. Now, if any of you have ever done this, and pull the shift forks out and we're worried about getting the shift forks back in the proper spot, if you look at the shift forks, this one here is long. This one goes to the drive side. The one that doesn't have anything on it, that goes in the middle. And the shorter one, compared to this one, goes to the clutch actuator side. So that's how you tell on these shift forks. So now we'll just remove the rod that holds these in. Slippery. There we go. Come on. Come on. There it comes. There we go. And that is the shaft for the forks. You just slide that out. Now, if you want to check it to make sure it's flat and it not warped or bent, you just roll it. And if there's no high spots, it's good. You look for any kind of wear on there, and there is none. There's nothing gouged out or anything like that on this. So this rod is good. And now you remove the shift forks. Now, the shift forks are also going to be replaced because these shift forks are no good. And we'll take that and put that on the side. And there's wear on that one. All three of these shift forks are pretty much worn out, so we're not going to be reusing them. We're going to be upgrading the shift forks also. So now at this point, what you want to do before you go any further, these two nuts here, you need to break them loose. You don't have to take them off, but break them loose. So what you do is you take the transmission and you lock it. And if you see there, it won't go either way, and these are already loose. I've already loosened these up. So all you have to do is put your wrench on there or your socket and break them loose. But you can see they won't go either way. That locks the transmission up. That's really important. For the simple reason, once you get the gear set out of here, you lose all your leverage. And these things are on there. I forget what the torque spec is on them. I'd have to look at it. But the torque spec is pretty steep. So you got leverage that you can put on there and break these loose. Makes it easier in the long run. So now we're ready to take the gear set out. So you either use a rubber mallet or a dead blow hammer and just give it a tap on the end. And it will start to walk out. There it comes. And there is the gear set. And that's all locked up. This is your main shaft, the long one, and the shorter one is the counter shaft. And this is what we're going to be rebuilding the whole transmission. But this is what we're going to be taking apart right here is all these gears. So we're getting it prepped and ready to go because I still haven't received the rebuilding. Well, I've received part of it. I haven't gotten everything that I wanted. So, and then as you can see in here, you got your drive gear, and that will press out later. And this case is already clean case. This one's already been worked on. So these are the things that we're going to have. And I just figured I'd show you how to take that apart and give you some heads up on it. But that's the gear set. And that's what we're going to be rebuilding. Each of these gears is going to come off, and there's clips and washers and things like that, and we're going to be replacing the bearings in the door as well as the bearing in the case. Right there. We're going to be replacing this bearing, and we're going to be installing a new bearing here. So that's it. I mean, that's the case, and now we're going to be ready to start working on it. So we're going to put all this stuff off to the side, and hopefully the next video we do, we'll be showing you how to strip this down and press out the bearings, press in new bearings, and put it all back together. Okay, so that's all there is to getting the gear set out. I mean, this one was a little bit simpler because this was the one I had used for demonstration, so I already had a lot of it apart. And so, I mean, taking the gear set out is not hard. It's just a matter of going through the steps. And like I said, we're going to upgrade a lot of the things in it. And hopefully by the time this video comes out, I will have all the parts. So the next video that we do on this will be, we'll actually be working on the transmission, the gears itself, the gear set itself. So, thank you all for watching. Hope this helps somebody, and till next time, everybody be safe out there.